Hello, I'm Dan Rather, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Just ahead, President Bush faces tough questioning about the Iraqi military and its capabilities. You'll hear what he had to say in one of his rare presidential news conferences today. Also, new and bizarre details about what led up to the murder of a pregnant woman and the theft of her fetus. It now appears the victim and the accused knew each other. And the boom in Internet shopping. Why some websites are experiencing growing pains. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online Edition. President Bush conceded today the war in Iraq is not going as well as he and his top advisors hoped or suggested, but he said that he was overall still optimistic about Iraq, and he made it clear U.S. troops will be staying in the fight until Iraqi forces can handle the job. The war was the main focus of a nearly one-hour presidential news conference today. CBS News Chief White House correspondent John Roberts was there.
If American forces hope to ever come back from Iraq, homegrown troops will have to be in place to pick up the slack. For the first time today, President Bush suggested they're a long way from ready.
There have been some cases where when the heat got on, they left the battlefield. That's unacceptable. You know, Iraq will never secure itself if they have troops that when the heat gets on, they leave the battlefield.
That assessment stood in sharp contrast to the sunny forecast the president had for the Iraqi military during the election campaign. It also mirrored a recent classified CIA memo that said Iraqi troops were not effective enough at dealing with an increasingly violent insurgency. And after months of insisting that insurgents would fail in their attempts to shatter the Iraqis' resolve for democracy, today the president acknowledged the attacks are taking a toll.
No question about it. The bombers are having an effect. You know, car bombs that destroy young children, or car bombs that indiscriminately bomb in religious sites, are effective propaganda tools.
But President Bush still remains confident that even in the face of such violence, Iraqis are determined to hold elections in 6 weeks. Mr. Bush also gave a big vote of confidence today to his Pentagon chief. Donald Rumsfeld has been under fire on two fronts, from top Republicans angered about this response to complaints about the lack of armor in Iraq.
You go to war with the army you have, not the army you might want.
And from the families of war dead, upset that letters of condolence had been signed, not by Rumsfeld, but a machine.
He's a caring fellow. You know, sometimes perhaps his demeanor is rough and gruff, but beneath that rough and gruff, no-nonsense demeanor is a good human being who cares deeply about the military and deeply about the grief that war causes.
Rumsfeld has since pledged to personally sign all future condolence letters, but the dominance of Iraq at today's press conference was a clear sign that while the president may want to push ahead aggressively with his second-term agenda, there's still plenty left over from the first term to command his attention. Dan?
John Roberts reporting live from the White House. Thanks, John. A Kansas woman accused of a crime that shocked the nation made her first court appearance today. Prosecutors revealed they found the woman and the baby she's accused of stealing by tracing her computer internet address. CBS's Cynthia Bowers reports the prosecutors also say months of planning preceded the crime.
Lisa Montgomery, a 36-year-old wife and mother, is accused of the seemingly unimaginable, strangling 23-year-old Bobby Joe Stennett, cutting the nearly full-term fetus from the dying woman's womb, then driving the baby 2.5 hours to her Kansas home. After Montgomery's court hearing this afternoon, her husband Kevin apologized.
My heart ain't broke just for me and Lisa and her kids. It's them too. That was a precious baby.
Originally, investigators believe Montgomery stumbled onto her victim on the internet. But this woman, who asked not to be identified, says Montgomery first spied Stennett a year ago on the dog show circuit. Both bred rat terriers and even appeared together in this group photo.
She told us that she had miscarried one of the twins, but still was carrying one of the twins.
Investigators say Montgomery increased contact with the pregnant victim over this dog breeding chat site, and then used a false name to arrange the deadly encounter.
We were able to use the information that we gained off her computer, take it to our regional computer forensics lab, which is in Kansas City, and break it down very quickly and trace that trail back to Melbourne, Kansas.
But here in Montgomery's hometown, as horrified as people are by what she is said to have done, they are desperate to understand why she may have done it. And even more importantly, was there anything they could have done to prevent it?
Some of us feel maybe close to her, feel guilty that you didn't see red flag pop up and say, hey, she needed help.
Her husband's boss, Daryl Schultz, admits he thought it strange that Lisa was here at the Whistle Stop Cafe showing off a baby she said she'd given birth to less than 24 hours before. Her husband alongside, basking in the glory. It appears Montgomery's husband may be only an innocent bystander to the crime. The baby girl, now called Victoria Jo, continues to recover at this Topeka hospital. Her mother is scheduled to be buried tomorrow. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Topeka, Kansas.
The weekend before Christmas was disappointing for America's brick-and-mortar retailers. Store sales were down more than 3% from last year. It's been a good holiday season for online retailers, with sales up 26%. So good they're having trouble keeping up with demand. CBS's Byron Pitts gives you the inside story.
The flippers here will actually allow it to climb upstairs.
Colin Engel makes his money building robots. And one of them has caught fire. It's hotter than a Ginsu cutting knife robot vacuum cleaner. It's the gadget on TV ads where the actors pretend as if they've just witnessed magic.
It's like it sees the dirt.
And like so much in our world today, Engel's company, iRobot, relies heavily on the internet.
The internet is central to our business.
And business broke down, if only temporarily, for major online shopping destinations like Amazon.com and Kmart. It was the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday in the stores and on the net. Consumers crowding the web to shop overwhelming systems.
Immediately after Thanksgiving for the following week, the ability to actually buy things online became a lot harder.
Alex Stein runs Gomez Inc., a company that tracks e-commerce. He says the big internet retail companies continue to underestimate the number of customers they'll have, and when demand floods in, they can't keep up.
When 10% of the customers can't actually complete their transaction, that's going to have a fairly direct impact on this very profitable holiday season.
Colin Engel's business uses Amazon. Last year, he had the same problem on his own site. He couldn't keep up with demand.
Amazon's a very important retailer for us, and if they have issues meeting demand, it will certainly impact us.
If Amazon has a cold, you sneeze.
Yes.
So for all those who do business online, the internet's flu season is almost over. The fever to shop till you drop usually breaks before New Year's, except for those hoping to clean up on those after Christmas sales. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Burlington, Massachusetts.
More stories are just a click away. But be sure to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Tuesday's broadcast, this holiday stores are filled with toys claiming to be educational. But what, if anything, do children really learn from these toys that claim to teach? You might be surprised. For CBSNews.com, I'm Dan Rather.